Well, thank you so much, everybody who is a part of this and supporting such an outstanding organization. It's a very strong partner for the state of Michigan, particularly a year ago when we launched the Navigator, and how many families have benefited from that. I think of myself really as the first, like the inaugural, before there was an Autism Alliance of Michigan, like the inaugural family to benefit from the navigation services, except for that time it was just that I happened to be fortunate enough to run into and get to know Calley and Dave Meter, and they really helped me to figure out what I was supposed to do and where we were supposed to go, and really just literally changed our lives in such a profound way. And now when I see so many other families that are benefiting from that same level of access to just information, where do you go and how do you do this? How can we provide what our children need? And then to see somebody like Nick Baer get up here and in front of this whole group of people, and I wonder how many people in here could have gotten up here and done what Nick did. And so if anybody in here, how many are on Instagram? We got people on Instagram? All right, so everybody on Instagram, Nick's Instagram handle is n.dinoart, n.dinoart, or you can search under Nick Baer, B-A-I-R. I want you to look him up. It won't offend me. In fact, I'm asking you to do it right now while you're thinking about it. Follow him. You will be amazed when you see what he can do. And so I want you to really think about for a moment, like, here's the thing. Nick's really good at something. In fact, he's good at several things, but he got this one thing that's really a passion. And yet that, for some reason, our world doesn't define him according to this thing that is his main strength. And what if that was the same way that you and I grew up? I mean, what if the thing that you struggled with the most was the label that you had to carry your whole life? What if the thing that you weren't very good at was the first thing that anybody knew about you? What if people defined you, like put it in your title? Do you think you'd get a fair shake at life if that was the type of approach, or that was the way that you walked into a room? I mean, most of us, that was an introduction, a very generous introduction when I walked up here, and all things that worked out well in my life. But there's other things that haven't worked out very well. I think my very first political race I lost to a girl that I had just taken to 9th grade homecoming dance, the student council president. Or even here I'm up speaking in front of you, but I needed special education services to speak. I didn't even speak until I was age 4, and I needed special education services for speech for several years after that. I can run marathons, and I even went to and graduated Harvard, but I needed a tutor to get through calculus at Michigan State my freshman year. And I'm a lousy swimmer, by the way. But there's a 5K if you want to, you can run with me if you want to bid on that. There are things, I'm good at some things, I'm lousy at other things. I'm afforded the courtesy of being defined according to the things that I'm good at. And so why would we have a different standard for a person with a disability? In some cases, really these things that we think of as symptoms of a disability in some contexts are strengths, very marketable strengths. And employers are learning that all across our landscape today. But there was somebody who was doing it before all of us were talking about it, and that's Randy Lewis, who's going to be our keynote speaker tonight. When he was SVP at Walgreens, he decided to try integrated competitive employment, not out of a charitable heart, although he has a charitable heart, but it ended up being the thing that proved that a person that struggles in some areas can excel still, can have marketable employment skills, can have the same level or higher level of productivity than some of their peer groups. That the idea of giving a person with a disability a shot at a job, what you find out is that a person with a disability, just to get through the day, has to be innovative and creative. They have to persevere. They have to be hardworking. These are all the types of attributes you would want in your workforce. And when you're able to support it properly and you find out what a person can do, that's what Walgreens proved. And now he's retired from Walgreens and he's really out literally changing the world. And so I'm so excited to hear tonight, to hear what he has to say tonight to such an influential group of people. I cannot even believe how many people in this room have such extraordinary responsibilities to make things in our communities around this state go. And I'm so excited for you to hear and to consider and reflect about how you can take this message and take this movement into the organization that you're responsible for. And to see what type of opportunity that you can be intentional about creating, not because it's charity, but because there are people out there that have so much to offer that for whatever reason have just never been able to get in that spot in order to benefit from that opportunity. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you Randy Lewis.